In continuation with the previous day, Gauri, I like to ask you. So already we know that you and me know very well, women are going through the tough phase of climbing up to the leadership. But definitely, personal branding plays an important role in opening up a new career opportunities and visibility for themselves. But still, there is a lot of apprehension, or I would say that not a good feeling about women doing personal branding by themselves as well as by the surrounding. But you being a subject matter expertise, with the 17,000 plus LinkedIn followers and many more of you yourself as a brand, how what is your view on personal branding, Gauri, and how it helps women to move up their career ladder, and what is your advice for women to do that?
Scindia, I believe that definitely personal branding is required for everyone, but definitely for women, because women as a person, I would see that they would be the last one to call for a doctor. They would be the last one to say, okay, I want this. They will try to accommodate their wishes and desires as per the ask of a family. And the same thought process, the same kind mentality also works in the corporate. But I say that if you keep on kind of crushing your own desires, crushing your own achievements by yourself, no HR, whether it's a female HR or a male HR, will come walking to you, hey, I've given you 100% increment. No, you have to speak out. You need to write down and that has actually worked for me, because I still maintain a to-do list for me. I keep on writing every day before the start of the day. We do a hurdle call with the team. I ask them to maintain a notebook, however digital friendly you can be. Just maintain a to-do list, write down, so at least at the end of the day or the end of the month, you can see what work you have done. Maintain an Excel sheet if you forget when you're sitting in front of your manager and talking about, because then those birds fly from your mind at the time when you're asked, what all have you done? So when it is asked, whether it in your mind it was like 5 paras, but when you sit in front of the manager, it becomes 5 bullet points. So you need to be more expressive in terms of, and start praising yourself, start loving yourself, both at personal front and both at the professional front. So having said that, I was in fact nominated as the top 35 woman in new media by Google. And having attended there, I came to know that Google runs a program which is I Am Remarkable. So the entire concept of this program is that every woman needs to feel that I am remarkable. Like we had that movie Three Idiots, all is well. So same concept. I am remarkable. I am the best. If you have that feeling, it will not make you arrogant, but it will make you, I would say, more affirmative, and putting forward your points and point of view, which will actually put forward your stake in front of your other male colleagues, and when you are fighting for promotion to promotion, right? So any which ways, as I mentioned in my previous thing, that there are innumerous taboos attached, that she might go pregnant, she might go take a break, a wedding break, taking care of a family, a woman needs to go run early. However, they don't these things don't matter, that men also come with a hangover on Monday, because all over the weekend they are no kind of partying or stuff. But this is, as a society, that's considered to be okay. So what I'm saying is that if that is okay, then why can't a woman, if a woman is outspoken, if the woman is not shy, and there is no shyness for you to express yourself. So I believe that I have been in my career graph or industry, wherever I have joined, wherever I have done anything excited, I have always tried to share it across. And that's the thing, that I have also been part of many panel discussions, many colleges where I have been a guest faculty, and I have addressed students. So that's the kind of result, that people follow me. They, maybe I am lucky enough that they try, I am a kind of aspiration for them, that I need to become like her. And there are like some 50 more messages in my LinkedIn inbox I'm quite active on LinkedIn, and there are people who are reaching out to me, students, startup evangelists, people that they need advice and how to. So I keep giving that pro bono advice to everyone. So maybe just grow, and with yourself, just grow the entire community. That's the mantra, and I think by that, I think you do not. A good leader will always have followers. Cynthia, I believe in that. You don't need to be so outspoken and keep calling out, take a mic and say, hey, follow me. This is my LinkedIn profile. People will follow you if they like you, if they have a liking for you. So I believe in commanding respect rather than demanding respect. That's what I have been able to, been very fortunate enough, right from my first job to my latest job. The colleagues, my subordinates, even I hate this word subordinates. I believe in that they all are part of the team. There is no subordinate, there is no superior. So it's just that sometimes if I'm not able to think or brainstorm on a hurdle call, these guys, the young team guys, they will come and discuss. So I believe personal branding is very, very important. And you share your thoughts, you write your thoughts out. If you're not able to speak, if you're shy, right, LinkedIn has this beautiful platform of writing your blogs. So why don't you start that? That's free of cost. Why don't you kind of share your thoughts there? You would have, people would know what you're trying to say. So I think that's the way forward. That's how people would want to understand what kind of a person you are.
You are right, Gauri. In fact, as you rightly said, we need not demand, but we need to speak up and we
Correct.
need to express ourselves. That is
Correct.
very important. Through, as you rightly said, through video, through writing, through forums, that is your choice and you're comfortable, how comfortable you are. But
Absolutely.
you can never imagine or assume that people will come and notice you without you expressing it by yourself. First, you need to believe in yourself as a brand before others start believing you. That is a lesson I have learned from you also, Gauri, and seeing your LinkedIn profile, and also I'm seeing your commendable work in various forums and colleges, institutions, and many more. And keep spreading that inspiration, Gauri. So, Gauri, the next question to be asked to you is something like, we all know women as entrepreneurs today are creating a lot of employment opportunities in the country. I'm sure that Artisan Street is one such initiative. Can you walk us through that, Gauri?
Sure, Cynthia. Not much have been spoken about the Artisan Street, which is the recent launch of a thought process, a beautiful idea, a beautiful dream, which I wanted to bring it forward and actually build that up into reality. And as the as the name suggests, is obviously talks about the artisans, but not here. What the best part of the Artisan Street, or I would say the RTP about Artisan Street, is that it is by the woman, for the woman, and for the woman. So it's largely taking care and empowering women artisans of India to begin with, and later on we I have plans of taking it onto global outreach also. And where we are trying to do is that what you are going meeting up these artisans, and now these artisans are not restricting yourself only to those clusters or the villages where you have these guys who are sitting and working on pottery, ceramic, or some kind of embroidery or something. But here, what I'm referring to is that I'm talking about women entrepreneurs also who are actually working from home, build up their cottage industries, and they're trying to get that up, but they're not able to get a platform to kind of showcase their work, to kind of reach out to the world. So here the Artisan Street plays a role of acting for both. It tries to create a bridge between the artisan, which is your can be an entrepreneur, a woman entrepreneur, a person who's trying to build up the products, as well as to the end consumer, who again can, who's the woman who is actually the key or the main buyer. For home, we are the ones who would go and shop. I've never seen husbands going and shopping sofa covers or anything like that. So it's the woman who has been targeted. What I used to do in Fab India also, it's a woman who takes care of that. So that's why I said that we have created that platform which would help here. Plus, Artisan Street will also be a marketplace for driving, selling products to the end consumers. So it is B2B, it's B2C, and I would say it is D2C also, which is direct to consumer, direct to customer. That's a new concept which has have evolved in the pandemic, and gradually we are building up the forum. We have been the best part of Artisan was that it got launched on 8th March. That was the World International Women's Day. So I could not think of any other best day for the launch of this. And we still have to do a lot of things due to the corona lockdowns and stuff. The logistics and getting the stuff procured and stuff has been a challenge. But as I said, that every bit of the business or every bit is enjoyable in terms of how you look at it, whether you become positive or you become negative. So I am a positive person. I do get negative. I am a human being. I'm not robot. So I do get negative when there are too many things which are not happening. But as I said, that there is always a way forward to look in terms of how your growth plans is. So I have started reaching out for. I've been self-funding this venture till now. Now I've been also looking at for seed funding and stuff and reaching out to people. People have are very happy with this concept. I'm getting a lot of response. We have already covered 200 plus followers on Facebook, and I think we have crossed 100 plus followers on Instagram. So
Great.
that's the kind of approach what I'm looking at. People are following. I am getting response from across not only India, across artisans are trying to reach out to showcase their products here. Very soon we would be launching the website, which is going to be www.theartisanstreet.com. As the name suggests, the Artisan Street is available on Insta, Facebook, and Twitter. I would want, rather than speaking much about this thing, I would suggest that why don't you guys just log on to the pages and see yourself and have a feel of this thing. Please feel free to give advice because we still are on the beta launch and we are making modifications and changes there. That's a bright future where I could see on the artisan front, because I don't take it as a product venture. I see it as a big movement. That's why you'll see on my Instagram post, although on the page post, there's a movement which I'm talking about, that let's spread smiles where we have not been able to. Because everything is bottled down to one thought, that women are not the ones to speak about themselves. So let's try to push them. Let's try to kind of tell them that you guys are the one who are taking care of child, you're taking care of your family, and you're taking care of the products what you're building. Why can't I model you as the torch bearers of the artisan streets? So that's the thought process, that being a woman, I say a strong woman, supporting a woman is something, the concept and the idea story behind artisan. And I just got in love with building up this artisan thing because in my previous roles, I've been associated with going and moving to clusters, making a lot of digital films, talking to them, having a cup of tea, sitting on the dari or the charpai where they used to work. So that has actually built up this thing that I want to do something. So that's the concept behind. We start with this thing, we build up. When I say spreading smiles, is again we can take it at a CSR level also, but that's going to be stage 3 or stage 4, where we're trying to bring or create anganwadis for these women so that they can put their kids in the anganwadis or the play schools, and they can actually help and work for their own living. So money speaks for them. If they're strong enough, their pockets are full with money, they can take care of their family and everything, and they don't have to rely for a household things on the head of the family, who's their husband or maybe their in-laws or their fathers, whosoever. So I believe it's just empowering a woman. It's woman for woman, woman empowering woman, and more to be done rather than kind of, so just be associated. It's a good thought, and by any means, small or big, we can get associated on this big this thing. So you can see the smile on my face when I talk about Artisan Street, because this is very close to my heart, and this as a project has to go very far off. So along with the startup which is Digital Edify, but definitely that's a different ball game altogether. That's a different story. This is something which is very passionate and building up and creating ecosystem of entrepreneurs.
All the best, Gauri, for this great initiative. I'm sure your intention of empowering women will grow in multifolds and you will scale to a larger extent. All the best for your
Thank you so much.
endeavor,
Thank
Gauri. So you are, obviously, I cannot conclude the session before asking this question because you yourself have told in your journey that you have been a brand custodian for a lot of great brands and you have come up with a lot of great campaigns. So I know it is very difficult to choose one or two campaigns which is closer to heart, but just to give a sample, what are the few campaigns or one or two campaigns which really is close to your heart and really you think is one of the best in your tenure? Can we discuss about that? Being a marketer, I'm so excited to know more stories about those campaigns, Gauri.
Definitely. I think I've been very fortunate to work with some phenomenal brands, and which actually hold a great place in my heart, as well as on my resume. So that's kind of if I have to talk about the campaigns which I've worked for, so starting from Nestle, there was the campaign which we did for Kit Kat. This was take a break, take a Kit Kat, and that kind of a campaign. The thought process, the idea to it. It was the campaign which was done on Twitter, and it got awarded at the Twitter headquarters, and
Wow.
we that was considered to be the best campaign by Twitter. Similarly, we also did a campaign or Twitter for John Players, which was Flippograph, which was that there's a 9 to 6 kind of a life, a corporate life which you have, and there's a flip side of your life which is after 6. So you live your life after 6 also, but how you do that, that's a play between if you choose to take the product which is John Players. So it was like promoting John Players, and the both side of your work gets displaced. Similarly, on again on Nestle, there was this campaign of Mary Maggie. That was a comeback Maggie campaign, which is very close to my heart, and which was, I think we all know that the Maggie fiasco had happened, and my Maggie had just disappeared from the shelves in the market, and we did work out we have built up on that campaign. We did burn the midnight oil sitting in the Nestle office, talking to the real time consumers, listening. So we did a lot of ORM and listening with the consumers. We were trying to listen to their stories. There were consumers who were saying that I, being a mother of 30, I'm at 35, I'm being a mother of a 4-year girl child. Since childhood, I have been having Maggie and I'm not mad. So how can you say that Maggie has extra amount of lead in it? And so such kind of emotional stories, that this is my Mary Maggie concept and stuff. So that campaign was very close to my heart. Then moving forward, at various level, I was with Shell, where we did a lot of campaigns for Samsung, for their products and stuff. Also, we did a campaign for another client, which was Dettol, where we did a concept was a world without mom. So if any God forbidden day that your mother is not there with you, so then how would that entire situation look like? So there was a movie created where a father is trying to take care of the child when the mother is not around. That was way we created. Again, the campaign was of so that point of time there was this concept of selfie which came out. This I'm talking about 2013, and we from that taking that idea, we worked out with the strategy team, and we created a concept of hands free. So the idea was that you have to wash your hands with Dettol, and this campaign was taking place on the World Cleanliness Day, and across schools internationally, we were connected on Skype, and we were working on different zones. So like the campaign would start from right from India, the kids are washing their hands in front of the camera, then they are taken to Australia, then you will see Dubai. So you'll see all the kids washing their hands and then giving a washed hands hand fight. And we created that ecosystem with this thing. So this was a collaborated, integrated campaign, right, starting from digital to BTL, and then strategy, and then creative campaign. It was phenomenal. So we got nominated as the best campaign in Reckitt Benckiser from the headquarters, and for the best conceptualization, and we won many awards for that. Similarly, talking about Hellonix as one of the client. In Hellonix, we did Hellonix a light campaign wherein we tried to create dark sections of road which were lit by the efforts of Hellonix, giving the LED lights to that. And that was on the journey of putting women's safety, because at the time after 6 when it becomes late, and especially we had taken Gurgaon or the Delhi NCR regions to help that. That also won us cans, bronze award, pencil, silvers, and stuff. So that was really, really exciting there. And now, talking about the closest camp, I think I can just go on and on because it's the kind of campaigns which I have been like for Adidas and stuff. They have been phenomenal and giving us good recognition, and the learning is most important. But when we talk about the my most recent one, the latest, which is very close to my heart, is a Women's Day campaign which I did for Fab India, and where
Mhm.
what we did was that we got hold of some 6 saris, and what we did was that in our retail store, our Fab India store, we wrote an ode to our mothers. That what do we feel about our mother, and that was showcased. That was actually broadcasted. We did a video shoot while it was written in calligraphy, and the ode was written beautifully done on a sari pallu. That particular saris were then sent logistics to part of from North India to then Central India, the East India, South India. So we had distributed these saris in our various stores, and these saris were put up at the store main entrance. And right, the campaign got launched on the Mother's Day. Uh, the campaign itself created such a big announcement in terms of such a beautiful emotional touch for mothers, and we also kind of circulated created a buzz around that with more than 50 influencers who wrote about the campaign. The campaign created a lot of buzz in that digital ecosystem. Why it was known as? Because it was emotionally connected. It was low budgeted campaign. We never spent kind of a dollar on the campaign. The concept of the campaign was so good that it was more than IQ, it was EQ generated. It was more connecting those dots and actually getting your know your that it will get you that gulp in your throat while you're reading. You will feel emotional. You feel thankful to our mothers that point of time, that we get so busy that we don't even have a time to message her or even talk to her. She's the one who's been behind us. So that kind of a campaign, this is very close to my heart for mothers, what we did. Similarly, on Father's Day, we created a campaign wherein we did styling our dads. So we think about styling our moms or styling our family, but why not style icon your dad? So your dad is your superhero. So we invited dads with kids in our stores. They were given some outfits. They were asked to kind of style icon their dad in the way they would look forward to, casuals or traditional or whatever. And then they were gifted a family lunch in our fab cafes. And while the way the campaign was, after the lunch, they were given gifts from us. So that again came out to be emotionally very well. The views on Instagram for that particular went up to some close to 2 lakhs plus, in terms of reaching out and the kind of, so it never ended up giving us a lot of sale, but every campaign doesn't end you giving up sale, but it's more on believing on getting that earned media what you got out of it. So I have always worked on getting engagement, and I believe very strongly on the earned media part, that the kind of, no, the kind of reputation building for a brand you get from your customers, from people talking about, rather than you put promoting your brand and just irritating your customer by showing your ad every 5 seconds, right? So that's the thought process behind, and I would love to showcase the Mother's Day campaign, and here's a video for you guys to have a watch.
That
All
was a
right.
great learning for me as a marketer, Gauri. The campaigns you have shared about and the recent video you have played. As you rightly said, we learned a lot about earned media, emotional connect to your brand, and how brand association is very important in creating all these campaigns, especially in the digital world. Because as you rightly said, thanks to the pandemic world, there is so much of digital clutter, right? So you really need an innovative campaign instead of just talking about your USPs or brand. So that is very well said, Gauri. It was a very informative session. So before wrapping up this session, couple of light questions, quick questions for us to see the other side of you.
Sure.
So, okay, one thing I would like to ask is, because you have a lot of journey, right? You have various hats, various decision you would have taken, but the one tough decision you have taken in your professional journey so far, what would be that?
I think, just to sum up on, or to come to thoughts of taking a strong or a hard decision was, as I'd mentioned in my earlier discussion also, I had conceived. And with
Yeah.
regards to that, uh, however, I had got my dream job per se, and I was sitting at that organization as an AVP marketing and communication, and had my spanky office, had a very good cubicle or a room, good team, good this thing, good decent salary and package, and this happened. So I think this was a decision wherein I had to abide by a natural instinct. God wanted me to be a mother, and it just came as a planning, and it just came all the way. And so I thought, let's take it up in terms of, however, I tried convincing the management in terms of that if I could continue work and stuff, but these things didn't matter, and I had to take a break there, and stepping down from the corporate side of things. And then I thought that uh, that fear was there in my mind, that I know this is a taboo which is there. I know it is going to be very tough for me to come back to the corporate side of things and stuff. But I said I should give time to this phase of life. I should enjoy this. But as a workaholic, as a person of passionate about work and stuff, I never stopped. I got various. So when you have that desire to work, God will show you ways. So
Yes.
I was more busy than if I would have been into a 9 to 6 job. So I was
Yeah.
like working in, as I mentioned, I was guest lecturing in three colleges that point of time. I was associated with an agency. So I had kind of distributed my even days with one particular agencies, odd days with another agencies, and I was making more money what I was given on that kind of a package. But the package or this thing was not there. It had to be my mental peace of mind. I wanted to be calm, and also helping my hubby out in his setting up of the business and stuff, being his first journey of entrepreneurship. So this has been a challenge, but as I said, that I've always been optimistic in life. Everything which has come in life has I've taken with a blink of sugar rather than taking with a pinch of salt. And that has helped me out taking care of this thing. But definitely that thing of being a taboo thing, I never thought that that taboo came and affected me, because I kind of changed the tables for that. So I came back with a bang in the corporate sector again, with on a heavy salary or whatever, this thing, the kind of perks. So
It
that's a
may,
learning for everyone.
yeah, it may be, it may look like philosophy, but everything happens, it is for good, right?
True, true.
So the same thing, like I have mentioned earlier also in one of the episode, I wanted, when I got placed in the first company and when the company didn't call because of the US recession, I have to be a lecturer for 1 year before
Hmm.
proceeding to my MBA and take up the next job in Blue Star. That point of time, it was looking back, it was looked like a step back, because all my friends were there in the corporate, already started their journey, and I was waiting for my time. But everything is for good. That experience, that phase of experience, actually now helped me to accelerate my growth. Now today I see I'm much
Correct,
ahead of the curve. So everything is
correct.
for good, as you rightly said, and every experience counts. Great
That will make
answer.
you, that will make you a more confident person in life, and that
Correct.
you
That
stood by your own wishes.
Yes. So that is a great thing, Gauri. Everybody feels low at a point of time, right? And we go into one spiral at times. So, what is the one thing that inspires you to come out of that low or down feeling, Gauri?
Uh, yes, I life actually talks about you expect too much in life and you don't get know what you expect out of it. So everyone sees their lows and highs in life, and I would say that definitely both on the personal as well as on the professional front, it's been a roller coaster ride for me. Right from having so I was a toddler when I lost my dad, and I have seen my mom taking care of the family. She took up a job. She stood up, and being a single woman, she managed to take care of me and my brother. And seeing that, that gave me so as a person, being a strong. However, I might be a soft person in terms of my the appeal or what kind of a confidence what I give, but you need to be strong in life. You need to come to terms with life and to the society. So I did start feeling that low at the initial start of the days, but then probably after kind of a learning, or after getting the understanding, I always say that I used to wear pants at my house, in terms of when you say this thing that I used to take care of all the out work. I used to take care of my career. I used to take care of my younger brother, who my mom was not able to give time. However, we were staying that point of time with my grandparents. But definitely you become. So I became, I rather than being an elder sister to my brother, I became a
Mother.
guardian, a mother or a guardian to my brother, in terms of giving him that kind of knowledge that you should do this, you should not do that. So uh, the versatility in the nature, the patience it has, all these downs in life make you a strong person, right? So you will be a person in terms of being very strong, and you are there to help others out. So I have always been very independent in thought process, and have been always taking care of my whether I have to do what I have to do in career and stuff. But obviously, career also you have your ups and downs. When you see that a woman is very sharp, a person who is with beauty and with bold enough to take care of the things, then obviously there's a taboo that your male colleagues or your counterparts would not want you to rise up on that ladder. So all said and done, there are highs and lows. But if I feel that one particular point of time that I feel very low, I sit in a corner, talk to myself that where I went wrong or where I should have. And then once you sit in a corner, and I let my emotions flow. That means I can be doing a loud thinking. I can be talking to myself. Even for that matter, I can be crying to myself also. And for that matter, the one something which gives me strength is I believe in Lord Ganesha, as well as I believe in Lord Krishna. And that's how I get the strongest feeling in from them. Whenever I are into trouble minds, I talk to my mom. She's an inspiration for me in terms of every field, in terms of how I look up to on things and get stuck. This thing might be professionally or educational point of view. She'll need not be a digital evangelist to help me solve my solution. A normal solution can also help me trickle out from that cobweb where I'm struggling to come out with. So I think one should talk to yourself. If you're not, I also write my feelings at times on a piece of paper or diary, and then just keep it to yourself or discuss it out with a friend and this thing, rather than just keeping and thinking and kind of a keeping and keeping that and thinking about this thing in mind. So I think you should talk it out.
Great advice, Gauri. So you partially answered my next question. I wanted to ask you, like, women leader or a women colleague who inspires you. Definitely, I can say that from you, it's your mother for sure. Apart
Yes.
from her, do you have anyone you wanted to name, Gauri?
So definitely, I look on to upon my mother when it comes to my emotional EQ kind of thought process where I get stuck. But I get inspiration from Miss Indra Nuri, who was my inspiration as a very strong woman and being a strong leader. She is a very empathetic person, to be a very empathetic leader who actually believes in the ups and downs of the team. So she strongly believes in that if you are able to, a leader is a leader when there is a person or the team standing left and right and back of the leader to support. So I believe that's very much needed. Being dictator is always not needed, or just justifying your views is always, you should be the last to put your point of view. It should come as a suggestion rather than an imposition. So I believe that you should work on, and I really I read it, I see a lot of videos, I see a lot of talks what she does, and however it's very very inspiring for me to keep moving to. One day she's my inspiration, so let's see where I'm actually. If I'm one third also of her, that would be great in this lifestyle.
Definitely, you will reach there, Gauri. So before wrapping up this session, the final question which I wanted to ask you is, what is the um, why or how excited you are being part of the MOV leaders, and why do you think you have accepted to come to this show, Gauri?
Cynthia, I think this is, as I mentioned earlier, also at the start of the session, that this is. I found this platform very fascinating because it's woman talking to a woman. It's woman largely celebrating a woman, and we as a woman fraternity or fraternity, sorry, it's women fraternity in the kind of ecosystem, the corporate ecosystem what we talk about, we are very few, and we need to celebrate, we need to talk, we need to praise and keep motivating others. And I think that's the way, and that's the concept why the artisan street, why that's what I told you. And I always believe in that. You should always say that I am remarkable, and that's the campaign which I really like. In fact, I always put it in front of my in front of my diary also, so that it keeps reminding me every time and keeps motivating me. So I believe that we as a campaign, or sorry, as a platform, what MOV is doing, it's doing phenomenal in terms of creating that ecosystem of women and bringing them close together, because each one can help each one out, right? So you are celebrating my successes and this thing, and I, because of this platform, I came to know about you. I came to know about you as a person, what your challenges have been in life. And every woman needs to be applauded, every woman needs to be called upon. So I believe I'm really grateful to this platform, and I wish there are other sessions or more in future also, wherein we can come together and engage. And I'll be more than happy to share my experience that point of time where I could see a
Sure.
couple of months or years down the line. Yeah.
Sure, Gauri. It was a pleasure hosting you. And the proud moment for me is when you shared your that pregnancy story that you
Mm.
mentioned, that you have not shared this in many platforms. So we take that pride for featuring that story. I'm sure it will inspire a lot of people, because we always say, right, man thinks something and God will have different plans for you. So whenever
Correct.
there is a slight different deviation, you need not go into a shell and drop the ball. Rather, take that, as she says, with a gulp of sugar and enjoy life. So, thank you for such an inspiring session, Gauri. This is Scindia Balasingh, host of the show, signing off before bringing you one another exciting guest next week. This episode will be also available in all podcast streaming platforms too. Thank you, Gauri, once again for coming to the
Thank you
show.
so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.